Okay, number 11, let fx be 5x squared plus x plus 11 over 4 plus x squared times 1 plus x. So express f of x in partial fractions. So this, if it's in a partial fraction form, it will be a over 1 plus x plus bx plus c over 4, sorry, over 4 plus x squared. Okay, now so how do we know if it is a constant like a or is a bx plus c for the numerator? Okay, so for me, I just look at the maximum exponent at the denominator. So in this case, 1 plus x, the highest would be 1. So on the upper part, on the top, then it will be only just constant. But if let's say it is an x square, like 4 plus x square like this, okay, then it will be a bx plus c, or is a linear expression. Okay, so you just minus 1 from the highest exponent. If like x squared minus 1 is 1, so the top one, the numerator will contain a term with x. Okay, yeah, so on so forth. If it's x cubed, then the numerator will contain x squared. Okay, yeah, now back to this. So this is equals to 5x squared plus x plus 11 over, we just rewrite it 4 plus x squared. Okay, now the next one is a, we have to cross multiple, a 4 plus x squared plus bx plus c times x plus 1. This equals to 5x squared plus x plus 11. Okay, now we need to open the bracket. So we have 4a plus ax squared plus bx squared plus bx plus cx plus c. This equals to 5x squared plus x plus 11. Okay, now we group together the term with x squared, which is a plus b x squared, and then the term with x, so we have b and c, and the term independent of x is 4a plus c. So that is 5x squared plus x plus 11. Okay, now for each of the term, let's say x squared, on the left hand side we have a plus b. On the right hand side we have 5. So a plus b equals to 5. Then for the term of x, on the left hand side we have b plus c. On the right hand side we have 1. Okay, now the term independent of x. Okay, so let's just put constant. Yeah, independent of x. So we have 4a plus c on the left hand side, and on the right hand side we have 11. So using these three, we can actually use simultaneous linear equation to eliminate and get each of the coefficient. Okay, so first one, a plus b. So I can just write a equals to 5 minus b. Okay, so this is our first one. And then I'm using the 4a plus c. So 4 times 5 minus b plus c equals to 11. So 20 minus 4b plus c equals to 11. So in this case, I get minus 4b, negative 4b plus c, that is negative 9. So this is our second expression. Now, the third one, we need to eliminate. Okay, so I'm using, because, okay, I have this part, b plus c equals to 1. So I just use that. And with the second equation you get equals to 1. And then the second equation is minus 4b plus c, that is equals to 9. So if we eliminate c, we get 5b equals to 10. Yes, b equals to 2. Okay, so this is the first part. Okay, we get b equals to 2. And then once we get the b, we can actually get the c. Okay, so b plus c equals to 1. So if b is 2, 2 plus c equals to 1, then the c would be negative 1. Now to find the a. Okay, we can use a plus b, yeah? So a plus b is 5. So a equals to 3. So we have a 3, b 2, and c negative 1. Okay, so the final expression would be, in partial fraction I mean, would be 3 over 1 plus x, and then we have plus 2x negative 1 over 4 plus x squared. Okay, so that is for 11a. Now 11b, they ask us to integrate definite integral, this one, and then okay, just let me rewrite first. So we have integration of 3 over 1 plus x, and then plus integration of 2x minus 1 over 4 plus x squared. Okay, so let me do it one by one so you can get how it's done. For the first one, okay, dx. So this will be 3 ln 1 plus x. Okay. Yeah, for the second one, I will split this into integration of 2x over 4 plus x squared and the integration of negative 1 over 4 plus x squared. Okay, so for this one first, I'm using u substitution for this. So let u be 4 plus x squared. So du dx would be 2x. So this integration will be changed into integration of 2x over u du over 2x. So this will become ln u. The u is 4 plus x squared. Okay, so that is our second integration. So I just box it. Okay, we have 2. Now the third one. Yeah, this corresponding to the further integration of let me, this one of 1 over a square plus x square. Okay, so this will become inverse tangent. Okay, because the square root of 4 is 2, so this is half excuse me, half inverse tangent of x over 2. Okay, yeah, so this is our third expression. Okay, let me erase this part first. Okay, don't forget to put the negative sign here. Okay, so we have 3 ln the first one, yeah, 1 plus x, so I'll just combine everything, plus ln 4 plus x squared, and then negative half inverse tangent of x over 2 with the upper limit of 2 and 0. Okay, again, for integration, normally we will put a plus c, but because they give us this is a definite integration, so we don't need to put the plus c. We just need to put the upper and lower limit. If they don't give you the upper and lower limit, please make sure that you put a plus C. Okay. Okay, so we just have to input everything. So we have 3 ln 3 plus ln 8 negative half inverse tangent of 1. Inverse tangent of 1 would be pi over 4. Okay, so that's the first part. Minus the second, the lower limit. The lower limit will be, okay, 3 ln 1, that is 0, plus ln 4 minus 0. Okay, so we have all this. Then I just change 3 ln 3 become ln 27. Excuse me. And then plus ln 8. Plus ln 8. And then minus ln 4. And then minus pi over 8. Okay, so 27 times 8 divided by 4, that would be ln 54 minus pi over 8. Okay, so that would be the final answer, ln 54 minus pi over 8. So for this type of question, be careful on integrating. So I suggest you integrate one by one. Okay, so you don't integrate everything and I mean in one shot and combine everything together. You can do that actually, but it will be more risky compared to if you integrate one by one. Okay, yeah, especially if you needs the use substitution, like the integration of 2x over 4 plus x squared. Okay, this one you will need another one part of the paper. Okay, because the way is quite long for this. Yeah, and it can jeopardize your whole equation if you are not careful. Okay, and then you need some space also to calculate all this, the upper and lower limit. So just make sure that you have what it takes, okay, to calculate everything. I mean in terms of space. So that, because the problem with this is if you have a single mistake like the negative and positive wrong, then the whole equation will go wrong. Okay, that's why I emphasize on this. Make sure that you do it one by one. Okay, don't combine everything in one shot because you want to save some time, and because of that you miss one or two steps. Okay, yeah, that's it. That is it for number 11.